Maintaining good customer service relationships without setting up a problem requires a combination of strong people skills and firm handling without being taken advantage of. Hence, the need for businesses, both small and big, to keep up with it. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. My name is Olujoke Musako, and the topic for this week's edition of Let's Talk is customer service relationship pros and cons. My guest is Mr. Feyisloa Maru, customer experience professional. But as always, I'm going to say it. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Your support actually is graciously needed. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Maru, for coming on the show. It's nice having you.
Thank you for having me too.
Now, what is customer service?
Just like you mentioned earlier, customer service is that part of business. Very, very important, but companies, organizations are not taking it as important as they should. Now, customer service means maintaining relationship between the business and our customers and its customers, as the case may be, either in a B2B business to business relationship or a business to customer relationship. Customer service means that resolving issues of customers in real time, ensuring that your customers, whenever there's an issue, you are always there to resolve the issues with them and ensuring that they live happier in every conversation or communication they have with you, either through any channel. Just like you mentioned about your business, you said people should reach out to you to follow your pages on all social media platforms. So any business that has a social media platform is a tool for the customers to get across. So making sure that all these platforms that customers are using to reach out to your business, that you ensure that you resolve their issues ASAP when you, based on your standard level agreement, maybe you want your total turnaround time is within the next 1 hour or 2 hours or 24 hours. Just ensuring that you meet customers' needs ASAP when you do. That's the basic definition of customer service.
Now, what can you say about this popular saying, customers are always right? Even when customers are outrightly wrong, it is obvious, it is very clear that this customer is wrong.
Just like you said, customers are always right, even when they are wrong. Underline, understand that statement very well. Customers are always right, even when they are wrong. Even when the customers know that they are wrong, even when the service provider knows that the customer is wrong, customers are still right at the end of it all. Because the reason why we say customers are always right is because businesses are open because of customers. A business that does not have a customer to service will obviously go bankrupt or either closes our offices or shops, as the case may be. Even when customers are angry, even when customers did something that is out of this world, that is unexpected of them to do, but then you also make sure that because these people are your customers, you pacify them. You pacify them, make them understand, make them feel special, even though they are wrong. You don't tell your customers you are crazy. You don't tell your, even when the customer is outrightly crazy and you know. You understand? So when you say that that's notion that customers are always right means that no matter what, you should satisfy your customers, even when they are wrong. Now, what happens when customers in situations where customers you feel customers are wrong is because of the previous encounter that such customers have had with that brand. Probably the customer complained about an issue, let's say in the past 24 hours, and the issue has not been resolved. And so the customer is calling back regarding that issue, and the customer is becoming an irate customer in that case, or the customer is becoming more abusive, or the issue the customer is calling for is already resolved, and the customer is still not aware. You know the customer is wrong for not checking a mail because the issue has been resolved and the mail has been forwarded in that regard. You know very well. But you still have to make sure that the customer is pacified and the customer is appreciated that the customer goes back feeling better than when the customer came to complain about an issue. So that's why we always say customers are always right, even when they are wrong. And you know very well, even as a customer, all of us, we are customers at different times. Even if you're a service provider, you will still use your money to purchase a service or a product from another company. So, and we know how we always feel. People like me that are even in the customer experience and customer service space, we take cognizance of everything in our customer journey when we are relating with a brand. So customers are always right even when they are wrong, because you have to pacify them, you have to make them feel good. You don't have to make them feel less of themselves. You don't have to make them feel as if they are wrong, even when they are wrong.
So let's talk about the positive and negative aspects of a customer relationship.
When you have a good customer service, you'll be able to move your customers from just being visiting customers to becoming loyal customers. And I mentioned earlier that it costs 10 times more, that you spend 10 times more money you spend to retain customers, you spend 10 times more on acquiring new customers. And I was trying to give our telecommunication service providers in Nigeria as an example. If you want to look at them, you say they may say for existing customers, you can get 11 kobo per second, but for new customers, you can get 7 kobo per second. And so it takes them more money to get new customers on board compared to the money they spend on retaining customers. So it is always better financially, even for the financial reports, to retain the customers that you have. So if you have a good customer service relationship with your customers, just be assured that you spend lesser on maintaining these customers compared to acquiring the new ones. And then it also increases profits. One of the pros of maintaining a good customer service relationship is increases profits, and then it turns your customers into your brand ambassadors. Instead of spending billions or millions of dollars in advertising, your customers automatically, without you paying them, you turn them to brand ambassadors. You start evangelizing about your products with their word of mouth without you paying them a penny, without you paying them a kobo. And this means that the money you are spending, you are supposed to spend on media buying and adverts and all of that. You channel it to make sure that your service offering is better. So these customers, once they get value for their money, they will always tell others about the brand. I'm very sure that you must have encountered such experiences whereby you tell others about a brand. Oh, there's this cream I'm using, there's this facial cream I'm using, it's very, very good. And they're not paying you for that. The brand is not paying you for that. But because they gave you an excellent experience, you always want to tell others about it. And so these are some of the advantages, the pros of maintaining a good customer service relationship. It also attracts the best talents. If people know that you are a brand, a company that has a good customer service relationship, people will automatically believe that working with you will be your company will be a very good place to work. We have several places like that. We have several companies like that. We have Amazon, we have Apple, we have Microsoft, we have Google. And if you go on LinkedIn and all of these social media platforms, you see that the best talents in the tech space are working with these companies, because if they have very good customer service relationship with their customers, and so they also have a better relationship with their employees. Now, the disadvantage of it is that it causes a lot of inconvenience on the part of those that are servicing complaints for the customers. It causes a lot of inconvenience on the part of those that are servicing complaints. Let me use myself as an example. In the course of my career as a customer service professional, I've had customers cursing me via social media platforms, via phones, via emails. I've had customers cursing me, not because they have personal issues with me, but because there are issues with the company I work with has not been resolved. So they see you as a channel of communicating whatever grievance they have with your company. So whatever the company may not bear the brunt directly, but the employees of the company that are in customer facing roles will bear the brunt directly. And so when you're working in the customer facing role, you have to be emotionally stable and not allow what customers are saying to get into you. That's one. And number two, I mentioned in one of my pros that it costs more to acquire new customers. So one of the disadvantages it becomes of maintaining customer service relationship is that if you don't do it, you spend much more money, you lose customers. If you don't do it, you lose customers to existing to other brands or new brands that are coming into the market. If you maintain good customer service relationship, it means that you also need to be on your toes every time. Because the same customer service experience you are giving to your customers in 2020 is not the same that you give to them in 2021 and in 2022, because customer expectations are increasing by the day. And a typical example is the pandemic that we experienced across the world. The customer expectations before the pandemic cannot be compared to customer expectations during and after the pandemic. Brands are now saying now we are now in the age of the customers. So if you don't do all these things, the expectations are high. There are more competitions in the marketplace now, much more than ever in the history of man. There are more competitions now. So if your resolution time in 2020 for issues is let's say is 24 hours. If by now you have not moved it further to, like, let's say 12 hours or 8 hours, I'm telling you, some people already have a resolution time of 2 hours. And so if your customers should know that there is another brand that resolve issues within the next 1 hour and your own is within 12 hours, they will move. So as the customers are evolving, you also evolve. And this is one of the disadvantages of customer relationship experience. As the customers are evolving, you also evolve with them. You have to be at a step forward before your customers will catch up with you. If you don't want to lose your customers, you have to be a step forward. You have to, and that's why I always tell people, just like customer service is reactive, customer experience is proactive. So you have to think ahead of your customers. You have to envisage the challenges that your customers may have, and so you tackle it even before the customers realize that there are challenges. Sometimes there are issues that will be with the system, with the systems that you are using or the software that you are using to resolve issues. Before the customers will start complaining of being unable to effect any transaction or any other service you are offering, you should go ahead of time and resolve the issue even before it gets to that place that the customer will be aware that there is an issue or not. So you have to be steps ahead of your customers if you want to continue retaining them. So having a good customer service relationship takes a lot. It takes a lot. You have to be determined that yes, we are in business because of customers and we have to satisfy them and exceed their expectation at every point in time, at every touch point, at every pain point, at every point of interaction with our brand. So you have to ensure that at any point in time, either through social media platform, either through calling or email or any other platform that you have to get across to your customers, or that your customers use to get across to you, ensure that you're always resolving their issues in real time. And so to maintain a good customer service relationship, it costs money. It costs a lot of money. These are some of the cons to it. It costs a lot of money. You have to make sure that your software, that your CRM software is up to date. You have to make sure that you are using the best CRM software in the market in order to ensure that you are able to resolve your customers' issue in real time. And you also want to you also want to be sure that all your channels are connected to one. So if a customer complains, start a complaint through Twitter, and the customer is now coming along to give further information through WhatsApp, you have to ensure that all of these things are matched together, so customers won't need to start from the beginning about the issue they have reported earlier. And so it takes a lot of money, it takes finances. You have to be financially capable so that you can be ahead of your customers in resolving their issues. As and when the customer's issue should be resolved in real time. And so every customer that has an interaction with your brand, once their issue is resolved in real time, they become happier and tell other customers, intending customers, their friends, their relatives, their acquaintances, their colleagues, and all of that about your service offering.
Okay. Now let's quickly go on this break. We will be right back. The program is Let's Talk on DNT Work, and I've been speaking with Mr. Feyisloa Maru, customer experience professional, and the topic has been customer service relationship, pros and cons. Thank you once again for staying with us, and thank you to Mr. Feyisloa Maru for standing by.
Thank you.
Now, there are some things that we cannot undermine, and that's when customers take advantage of the service they are getting. How can this be managed by the business owners? Because we know, yes, you said customers are always right. Yes, we know that. But these customers too take advantage. Take, for instance, a company where maybe you went to get a product and you have a 7-day window to actually return. And because you know that you know some customers can just go get the clothes, how can it be managed? Because you know when you go get the clothes or whatever you were able to purchase, and the customer uses it, maybe you wear the clothes, you didn't take out the tag, and after you finished using it, you take it back, or other ways that this can happen. How can it be managed?
Number one thing is you have to know the customers that you are dealing with. If let's say for example, if Mark and Spencer has a shop in Nigeria, and then their return policy in the UK or the US will obviously be different from their return policy in Nigeria, because Nigerians will always want to be smart. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So, first of all, you have to know the customers that you are dealing with. Then, when you know the customers you are dealing with, you can use that to tailor how you address issues of customers taking advantage of your service or the excellence that you're giving to your customers. Now, that's number one. And then customer journey mapping will also enable you to know how to deal with issues like that. What do I mean by customer journey mapping? When you look at how customers relate with you from the point of awareness to the point of after service. So you know all information that is needed about these customers, and customer persona will also enable you to know how the different type of customers that you have, the different kind of personalities they have, and how you relate with them. If you want to, if you have let me say your customers, you have high-end customers, just like the telecom service providers. They have postpaid customers, which are high-end customers, and prepaid customers, okay, which are low-end customers. So the way you relate, how you relate, you maintain your relationship with high-end customers will be different from low-end customers. So you have to identify and know your customers very well before you design services to address them, so that they won't take advantage of the services that you are offering. Let's say a return policy on new clothes, or you can return our clothes within the next 7 days. And in Nigeria, people will wear your clothes, go to a party, and say bring it back without the tag. They will go to the party with the tag on your clothes, and then they will pack it again and return it and say the clothes is not good. And they've already achieved what they want to achieve with the clothes. And so you take those things into cognizance. If you are operating in the market, it is very important that you understand the market, you understand the customers in the market before you design your offerings to address the issues you want to solve in that market. So the basic thing is to know the customers very well through a customer journey mapping and a customer persona. And that way you'll be able to design offerings that will not allow customers to take advantage of your service offering.
Thank you for that. Now, relationships takes time and work to build due to the many factors involved. How can it be sustained?
One of the best ways to sustain a relationship is to have continue open a channel of communication with your customers, even after they have done business with you, even after they have done business with you. And that's why you have brands that have they do this KYC, or they get your email address or your phone number, and so they give you information from time to time about their service offerings or their promo or any other thing they are doing. And then you also have to cross sell sometimes. If you sell multiple services or multiple products, once let me say service providers like internet service provider, telecommunication service providers that are providing internet. When if let's say for example you have they just sold a data plan for you for 1 month, and they realize that after that 1 month you've not reactivated your data plan. They can come up with another plan that won't cost you as much as the one you subscribed for initially. Or they may tell you to come with the same plan, but they will give you add-ons. Or they can say you can browse night browsing, free now browsing is attached to this to maintain that relationship that you have already created. So it's very important once a customer buys from you or you have opened a channel of communication with the customer, always give them new offerings that will make them to still stay in your pipeline of communication. So anytime you have a new offering, make sure that any customer that buys from you, you have a way of getting through to them if you need them for anything at any time, either their phone number, either their email address. So you can always use it to maintain your relationship with them. So any offering that you have, I get emails from Kunga, I get emails from Jumia, Nigeria, and all of that. So anytime they have a new offering, oh, they know this person has got from us at a certain time. Let us get across to this person via email to sell a new offering. So they are maintaining that relationship. If any of their new offering appeals to me, I won't hesitate to go to their website and purchase whatever I want to purchase. And that's how to maintain a long-lasting relationship with the customer. Even if what you are selling is, let's say, is a very big offering, like maybe you are selling a house or you are selling a car, and you know that customers don't change such things, maybe monthly or bi-monthly or annually or something like that. But you can always tell them, oh, you can, let's say you are selling a car now, you can say, oh, we have a 2022 or 2023 model of Range Rover Sport on pre-order with a 20% discount if you pay between so and so and so and so time. That way the customer will be like, oh, that's very nice. I would love to have it. And that's how you see a lot of them will come back, or they will come back and say, oh, I am interested in such things and all of that. And before you have them back in your funnel.
Thank you so much. Now, the guy or lady behind the desk receiving calls and making appointments, what would you advise such persons? Because some of them have they have actually built a wall that only the strong can break because they are in that position. How do you break such walls to actually get through?
Okay, number one is when we are talking about customer service or customer experience, the most important aspect of it is employee experience. Okay, if the people, the staff or the employees of companies are highly motivated, they will not see customers as a disruption to their way of life. Anytime they see customers, because they are highly motivated where they are working, anytime they see customers walking through their door or calling or whatever, they see it as an opportunity to execute their job and see, oh, I love what I'm doing, because they are highly motivated. So all these customers, all these agents that build walls, most of their issues relates to their work, the work environment or the work culture where they are working. So if they have a good employee experience where they are working, these employees will not hesitate to get across to give exceptional satisfaction to customers that are coming into their company or their offices as I when do whenever they have any issue, or maybe they call via phone or through social media platforms or email address or through a chatbot. So I believe so much that all of these employees, the customer-facing employees that are frowning whenever you get to where they are or you call in, is due, their attitude is due to how they are being treated where they are working.
All right, thank you so much. We actually have to run now. Any final word?
Okay, my final word is that in everything you do as a business person, take employee experience very important. You cannot give what you don't have. Your customer-facing staff cannot give what they don't have. If you don't motivate them, if you don't take very good care of them, they will not take good care of your customers. So if you want your customers and your business to flourish, you have to take care of your staff very well and maintain and ensure that you have a good customer journey mapping and customer persona to address all types of customers that you have within your customer experience ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Maru, for coming on the show. It's nice to know that this is actually one thing that people don't really know about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. And to you out there, thank you too for being part of the show. And to all employees, ensure that you take good care of your staff so that they can actually deliver and ensure that they bring business for you the more by their relationship with your customers. Until next time, I remain Oluja Kemiso. Bye for now.